What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. Lee here with County Line Land Management. And I wanted to hop on here and do a little bit of a discussion about change orders when it comes to jobs. The last job that we were on, it was a residential clearing job. Had a lot of different factors to it. Had several trees that were close to the home that required an arborist to come in and rig and drop, as well as clearing along a pond bank, and then just general, typical traditional land clearing, digging up a tree, pushing it over, cutting it up, hauling it away. When we got to the job the first day, I realized that it was going to require a little bit of a change. And it was things that I didn't think about when I first looked at the job. I ended up hiring a buddy of mine to come in with a excavator and a brush cutter to cut the pond bank. That was an unexpected expense. We actually ended up grinding twice the amount of stumps that we originally planned to, because we realized that we were going to cause more issues with digging up some of the bigger trees in the established yard that were going to cause bigger holes than what we wanted to, and it was going to require fill dirt to be brought in and some different things. So I made the call to grind 15 or 16 stumps versus 7 or 8, and that was an added expense. Well, then it begs the question, do you rework the quote to the customer, or do you eat those costs? I chose to eat those costs because I believed those are things that I overlooked in the original consultation, and that's on me. At the end of the day, we're the professionals. People are hiring us to come in and solve their problems and solve their issues, and we're the ones that are supposed to see everything and know everything, and a lot of times we don't, and there's a lot of unexpected things that happen. Now, if there would have been things like, I don't know, we found a bunch of trash on this property. There was a bunch of buried trash. That was one thing that we did not take care of. That was not part of our original estimate. And there's certain instances where there's absolute change orders, underground springs, buried debris, things like that does require a stop order and a change order and stuff like that. But when it comes to certain situations of things that I should have seen, like the stump holes or cutting on the pond bank, those are things that I believe, as the contractor, I should have seen during the initial process, and that costed us more money. And that's another reason why it's so important to price jobs accordingly. I've talked to a lot of guys about pricing, and it just comes down to what your expenses are as a contractor. My expenses are going to be different from a lot of guys in the area, and you do have to accommodate for those extra expenses. That's why you want to give yourself enough buffer in the profit to where if you do have to make a change like that, you still are able to make money as a business and not lose money, because as businesses, we do need positive cash flow, and we need profit to be able to operate and grow and continue to pay our guys and continue to keep the lights on, and then make a little money for us and our families as well. So during this last job, like I said, there was a couple things that we had to change, and I believe that we needed to eat those costs as a company, and we did not make as much money as we should have made because of those mistakes on our end. Now, the job got done. It looks fantastic. The customer's happy, and everything was good on that end, which again is the whole point, is to service customers and solve problems. But it was just a little thought that I had that I want to hop on here and talk about, that I think a lot of guys run into in this business, especially when it comes to looking at jobs. Maybe it was late that day, or you're trying to get home to your family and you just misstepped a couple things. and every situation is different, and that's one thing that, there's no black and white when it comes to stuff like this, because sometimes there is change orders that need to be changed and the customer needs to pay for those changes. But sometimes, like in this situation, I believe that those were on me, and we ate those costs as a company. Just some thoughts on this Sunday morning. I want to share a little bit of our experiences and knowledge, and hopefully help some other guys that are in the business and things. I learned a lot from YouTube and a lot of other guys, so I want to just try to give back with the knowledge that I've gained over the past 2.5 years, going on 3 years, and continue to do things like this and go over projects and hopefully help guys along the way. So just something to think about. Hope y'all have a great one.